Hey, how you doing? That's good to hear. I'm doing alright. Yeah, but I was just getting notifications sent out in the Discord now.
The forest whispered, the fire screamed, the bones agreed, and at last, here you are, just in time. The horned god told me, before hatred blinded him. He said your paths would cross, that you would bring redemption or ruin. In my dreams, I hear the crack of seals and snapping bones. The horned god, cursed with pain and blood, tears at the bonds I used to bind him. The earth trembles with his fury. Can you feel it? Soon, he will break free. And then we shall pay for calling him with blood, not faith. Yes, Gudri, who took the horned god's fury into himself to save us all. He reached for blood and bone, and let me turn his body and soul into a vessel for the god's essence. I sealed it with wards, like a cage of thorns. But the god's wrath will tear through them, sooner or later. And when that happens, there'll be no saving us. If you want to bind a god, you don't choose the method. You use everything. Old songs stolen from the dead, runes slick with black blood, teeth and claws. The horned god in his hate-twisted form was a nightmare that came to devour us all. The finest warriors of the spine, the pride of our tribe, gave their lives on the altar of battle to weaken him. My disciples, my sons and daughters, they strayed. After the Gunvalda massacre, I and the others who served the horned god could not bear the shame. We heard our kin cry out and turned our heads. We betrayed our blood. The most devout called upon the old powers, out of grief, out of rage, but without reverence or care. They begged the horned god to come and punish us. And he did. Not as a guardian, not as a spirit of the woods. He came as fury, pain, and slaughter.
Hey, Lenny. Glad you can make it. How you doing? I'm usually up that late, so don't worry about that. I'm usually up later than that anyway. I'm sorry you couldn't figure that out. I tried to help you out as best I can. It's easier if I could just like if I could work on the computer directly, I could probably figure it out. But I do my best to try to explain stuff. You're welcome. I don't mind. I don't mind helping you out.
They opened a door, and I gave them the key, in the form of songs, rites, and signs.
It's going alright. I just started having my coffee. We got off to a little bit of a late start.
I didn't think they'd reach so deep into the dark. By the time I saw what they were doing, the earth was already soaked in blood.
Like I told John too, you just do, like, if you want to do streaming, you just do your thing, whenever Just whenever you get to it, you know? You don't have to stream every day. Yeah, exactly. As long as you have a consistent schedule of when you do it, then it doesn't really matter how often you do it. That was kind of the point I was getting at there.
He cannot be healed. He will not forgive us. But I can try to keep him bound by will, by bone, and by blood. To do that, I need a fragment of his original self. The first trophy. The skull of the first stag ever hunted and offered in sacrifice to the horned god. It will remind him of who he once was. Bind his essence to the first offering, one made out of reverence, not fear. It may hold him in the unrealm of the hunt, long enough for me to complete the rite that will seal him there.
Yeah, I had to find a schedule that works with my schedule of things I have to do during the day. Fun time spamming insurance.
It's hidden, tied to the places where we once worshipped the horned god. 3 shrines, as old as the forest itself. But now, they must be destroyed. Each one is guarded by a servant of ancient memory. Kill them. Cast down what still remains upon their altars. Once all 3 fall, the 4th shrine, hidden and forgotten, will reveal itself. The first trophy waits there.
It's nice that you get to spend some time with your parents. Hey, Ski. Glad you could make it. How you doing?
No, I saw you in the fire and the bones. Your hand upon the skull. That's why I waited. Go, but be warned. The shrines are no longer sacred. They're fouled by hatred, and the guardians who watch over them do not rest.
Last name Krugielki, I think. I was trying to work it out in my head. Took me a minute. Internet is behaving today, that's good. I'm always happy to see you, Jelani. You're welcome.
Follow the path that lies ahead.
I'm always glad to see you too. It's always nice to see my people here. It's always fun to chat and hang out. Okay. Other than that, the other thing. Oh, look. Yeah, if you get new equipment, that'll hopefully help. That'll hopefully help for a while. Hopefully the new provider is better. I heard Spectrum kinda sucks. So it's probably a good thing to get away from them regardless. You were talking to Mike, and hopefully it works out for you to stream with him. Yeah, hopefully you can get that sorted so you can actually start streaming and stuff. That'd be cool. I'd watch you. Come watch your streams. Of course I'll come hang out with you while you're streaming. You always come and keep me company, why not? Your car insurance is as much as your rent. Wow. That sounds like very high insurance. Or that, or you don't pay a lot for rent. Morning, Tifa. Glad you can make it. Ask you, I've been with our provider out here for quite a while too. They kind of suck, but they're not like the worst thing. Wild my sword wildly, that'll teach him. I've been with the one that we have since I got my own internet. They actually used to suck a lot more than they do now, but they still kind of suck. But it's better than the alternatives out here, which aren't many. Yeah, I remember when everything switched over to broadband. I'm that old. Oh, you paid annually? Okay. That's why it's high. That's nice that you can pay annually. If you divide that up, that's about this. That's actually pretty similar to what I pay for my insurance. I pay about 90 a month-ish for full coverage. So yeah, that's kind of pretty similar to what I pay for my insurance. My older car, I was actually paying higher insurance. The one that I traded in, my 5-year-old car I traded in. I was paying higher insurance than I am now. I was paying, I think, about $40 a month, or $50 a month more than I am now. $250 a month for 2 vehicles, that's not bad. That's decent. If you divide that evenly between the vehicles, that sounds like about what I was paying for my other vehicle that I traded in, the one I had before. Yeah, that ain't bad. Yeah, it's just kind of, to me it was a little bit odd that I'm paying less for a newer vehicle that's worth more, but also, I guess having the all-wheel drive helps because that's a big safety feature. Yeah, I think that's not bad. $250 a month for two vehicles. I have to have full coverage on my vehicles because I was paying on my other vehicle and now I'm leasing. One of these obnoxious things. Yeah, that's nice, Lonnie. You get to pay annually. It's a little spendy up front, but it's better than having to remember to pay every month. Okay, Mr. Bear, nobody invited you. This had nothing to do with you. I don't know why you're trying to include yourself. Okay. Yeah, bears are weird for sure. That one was just trying to invite itself to a party it wasn't invited. It was very clearly not invited to. That's between me and that flesh tree. I didn't need that bear. I think in this region, the toughest thing I've run into is those flesh trees. The worst things are those flesh trees. Everything else seems like it's okay. Yeah, the skeletons die real fast. So I still use the assassins because they're a little bit more tanky. Yeah, the flesh trees are fine. They're not so tough, they're just really annoying. Okay. That was actually surprisingly easy. I said that flesh tree and the flesh tree gave me more trouble than anything else. I remember, I think you mentioned that he got raided by Kelvin. I don't usually get raided. I got raided by Trick Sheep a couple times. But usually, I think it's because I generally stream pretty early in the day. Nobody I know is even up, like even up on live, let alone ready to raid. But yeah, so I don't get raided a lot. But that's okay. I get a good number of people that come in I get a few people who come by every time. I get my regulars. Melanie and Hugh and Tifa and whoever else wants to come by. It's kinda nice to have a little chill hangout. And he said Kelvin got him into it, talked him into it basically. Kind of used similar. It seemed like he used kind of similar logic to what I used when I convinced Rhonda to start streaming. You're already playing games anyways. You might as well share it. Might as well hit that go live button. It's like you already play video games anyway, and you wanted to have some designated time to do so. Then you hit that go live button, and you got your live stream, and that's your time to play games, and that's your time. And then everybody else who wants, I said, at the time I told Rhonda, I was like, and me and whoever else wants to can come watch you play. I think at first he was just expecting it to be like me and Morgan and maybe a couple other people. It ended up being a lot of, but now he's got like almost 1.5k. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I support. I've been supporting him pretty much since day one.
I've been waiting for you.
Like I said, I was the one who talked him into it, so I kind of felt, I was like, I talked him into it, I might as well at least show up. 24-hour cooldown things suck. And yeah, it took me a little while to work up to actually going live for the first time, actually, funnily enough. But
Fire and bone do
it
not
took
lie.
me a little while to
There's no time left,
actually
child.
decide
The
to go
horned
live on
god
Twitch
is
for the first
tearing
time.
Gudri's body apart, and his fury fills the air. Soon, his essence will break loose and devour
'Cause originally I was
everything
streaming
in
on
its
Twitch,
path.
and so was
I
he.
must begin the ritual. But I fear he may be
I
too
thought it was funny, yeah.
blinded by
A lot of times he
rage
is.
and pain to see the first trophy as anything more than bone and memory.
And you can see why people, why at first we all wanted to see him play horror games. Because he was funny when he gets scared. Yeah, I was on Twitch probably for like a year.
Your path leads to the unrealm of the hunt.
Then I had some
There,
issues with Twitch, and
you'll
I
face
switched
the
over to
horned
YouTube and haven't
god.
looked back.
If you can weaken him, if you can break through the frenzy,
It's the reason I don't
from
have any
war,
VODs of my first
then the first trophy
stream,
might reach
because
what's
Twitch
left of his
decided that I
old
don't
self.
need to have those. So that was part of it. And then like years back they had a big security issue, and they had some other things go on at the time. I was like, nuts to this, I'm going to YouTube. I don't care that I have to rebuild from the ground up. At the time I had like 30 subs, so I was like, you know, in my Twitch community, I posted, I'm like, those who want to watch me, I'm moving over to YouTube. Y'all can join me over there. I figured on YouTube I can rebuild, and at least I get to keep my VODs. YouTube's not going to randomly delete stuff on me.
Oh, child.
And I've had Prime
We
since
both
before
know
I
you're
used
not
Twitch.
entirely human.
So
Your second
and Prime is
soul
supposed to let
will
me keep the
guide
VODs
you
longer
where
on Twitch.
others lose their way and perish.
Adrenaline horror is fun. Especially when it's like the really tense kind.
I understand. He's the chieftain after all. But be wary of his words. Whatever is going through your mind right now, there is no other option. We need you and your help. If you need to prepare, go. I'll open the passage for you anyway. But remember, you're not going there to bring death to the horned god. Wound him, weaken him, then return. That's when the trophy will speak, and I will close the gate behind you. Hopefully, for good. Take care. The horned god does not forgive weakness.
But I think, if I remember right, at the time when I was streaming on Twitch at least, their policy was like, I think it was like, if you don't have Prime, you keep your VODs up for like 10 days, and Prime was supposed to give you up to 30 days. But I lost my videos long before that. More than once. Then I got in the frame of mind where I wanted to have my VODs up there for people who didn't get to see the live. And which doesn't really do like a permanent saving. It doesn't do like a permanent upload kind of
By
thing.
what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer?
I don't remember exactly the time frame on how long the VODs would stay up if you don't have Prime, but I remember with Prime it was supposed to be up to 30 days. Or something like that. So then I started uploading to YouTube, and then I figured it's just going to be easier if I cut out the middleman and just stream on YouTube. Oh, I missed.
Who dare stand before me unbidden?
Yep. Yep, Jenny's my roommate.
I heard the call. I answered it, as I have done for centuries. And the moment I stepped beyond my realm, the weirdness consumed me. The hunt that began then was unlike the hunts I behold through the eyes of my followers. I was the hunter, they the prey, and I felt in that moment as if it had always been so. Only those who summoned me were hidden from my sight. Glirna. She has long been attuned to my call. I watched the world through her eyes. When I answered the summons and the weirdness took hold, our bond was severed. Glirna must have sensed it. That rage I felt, it was not my own. The moment the sacrifice was taken, I knew it had not been done by my will. If Glirna knows how to restore our connection, I accept this path. Then do what must be done, mortal.
Delrada summoned the Stag Father and he got corrupted by the weirdness. I have to fight him to heal him. I guess I'm supposed to heal him from the weirdness. If any follower dares to call upon me by night, my wrath shall fall upon them. To you, mortal, I grant mercy. Go now and carry my decree. See, I had to fight him and banish the weirdness and heal him. I had to defeat the enemies he summoned. Actually, surprisingly short for a boss battle. But that's okay. Because I can do without the boss fights I was having in the DLC. Those kinda sucked. Kinda sucked because their damage sucks, and I don't like that.
The Stag Father has returned to his true form. I felt our bond rekindle. His power restored to its original untainted essence. Thank you for understanding. You've restored our identity.
There was another option.
Yes, I hear his call within my soul. His will is our law. His wrath will fall upon those who dare summon him by night, and he will hunt them by day. For by night he shall not answer.
I guess I didn't realize that that was the choice. I just did what I think is best.
We will return to our roots. Once more we shall be masters of the hunt by the Stag Father's grace. We will endure. For such is our fate. No weirdness, no worldly matter shall lead us from the sacred path we walk. The world may fall, the weirdness may consume all, and yet the swine shall remain wrapped in the Stag Father's favor. That is Barlam's will and decision. He tends to mortal affairs, and that order will stand. My calling is to restore faith and trust in the Stag Father. That is the greater mission. To remind us all who we truly are. May the Stag Father always keep you in his sight, child. It's the Horned God's domain, a place where time does not flow, beyond the reach of humankind. Once it was lush and alive, where the hunt was sacred. Wild, pulsing with green and the crimson of blood, teeming with beasts and birds in the boughs. I doubt it still is. Go, but don't lose your will.
No worries, Tifa. Messed up your medication. That sucks.
Good hunting. Follow the path
Okay.
that lies ahead.
So I can't ask her. So I think I need to actually ask the chief. Got I understand that feeling. Yeah. I remember that he said something about that when one of the first times he showed up in Drana's chat. I tend to remember random things that people say. Tend to retain random knowledge, and that was a random knowledge. Oh, you stop tracking that. Tracking the wrong quest. Where the heck is the chief? I think he likes his pet name from you, Tifa. He knows you do because you love him.
So you already know what happened. I fought. We all did. We hunted the bloody god of the hunt. And look how many of us are left. You know what's the worst part? Some of those lunatics who summoned the Stagfather are still alive. Didn't even go far from the village. I'd snap their necks with my bare hands if I could.
I don't either for the most part, Ronnie.
Barlam forbade it. He doesn't want to risk losing the few hunters we've got left. Without us, the village won't survive. As if Glairna's loons could do anything to me. But I get it, so fair enough. But you're not one of the tribe. Barlam's orders don't apply to you. What, do you need to get to know them first? Share a pint and a chat? You saw what those mutts did. Don't you think they deserve to die? Or would you rather wait till they bring death to our village again? They're in the woods, west of here, not far.
Sounds like fun, Tifa.
Not even hiding. Like they think no one will lay a finger on them. Get rid of them. Avenge the swine, and you'll have our gratitude. Glad you see it that way. Have you dealt with them? Shame. You'd best be on your way.
Alright. Alright, so apparently I didn't really have to for that quest because I already did.
You're in. Now don't make me regret it.
Hey, you are just a door guard. I don't need you. Oh, you probably want to get dressed before you go out. Still face down in bed. Nice.
Go safe.
Yeah, I'll be at work all day tomorrow. Unless for some reason my client decides to reschedule or cancel. That doesn't happen often.
You didn't kill him? Then how do you know he won't still be a threat? Bloody Glern has filled your head with all that talk. No swine without the Stagfather. Truth is, the tribe still stands in spite of him. No one knows if he won't break free one day and finish what he started. And thanks to you, that axe is still hanging over our heads.
No, no, Tifa. I work in home health. I help my client with getting out in the community and doing activities and helping them be more independent, that kind of thing.
And risk the Stagfather breaking free while I'm gone? No chance. If that's going to happen, I want to be here. To fall in battle, defending my village and my people. Tell Gerfan I've got more pressing matters than his war councils. We had our own war here, and we're the ones left to clean it up.
Yeah, it's not a bad job, and I like my client. I like the client I work with. Yeah, that's nice to have.
We'll rebuild the village, lick our wounds, bury our dead. Learn to live in the Stagfather's shadow. We'll survive, at least until he breaks free. We won't survive another attack like that. I'll be chief as long as that's what the tribe wants. But if they'd rather have one of Glirna's followers take my place, so be it. Farewell. Thanks for trying to help. Shame you stopped halfway.
And basically, I take them to do things out in the community and help them get more socialized. Help them be able to be more independent and socialize better. Things like that. But primarily, my job requires me to take them out and about, out in the community and teach and take them to do things. I take them to do things like grocery shopping or just going out for coffee or going for a walk in the park or something like that. Just whatever, as long as they're out doing things with other people. Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, I like my client. They're very easy to work with. I know the one I work for is just out in this area, Lonnie. They're just out in this area by where I live. Yeah, he's got to do that work thing. Yeah, do that work thing, to do that, be an adult and all that. I seem to be having an issue. Save and reload real quick. See if that fixed it. Yep, that fixed it. I was having an issue where enemy health bars weren't showing up. I'm petting that thing. I know what happened. I like my hand where it is, thank you. Professional nerd, so you're professional, so you're a nerd who is also a professional, or you're a professional at being a nerd. Or maybe both. A lot of undead in this area.
Don't with magic. I need more, please. They're inside. My fellow companions. They're waiting. I need to open the entrance.
Hey,
Feed
Brian.
me.
Glad you can make it.
Pour the magic into me.
How you doing?
Feed me with the glow. All you have. I beg you. They're waiting for the passage to open. I don't want them to wait. Feed me.
Right, I gotta go up here. And there's my way up. I just said I needed to find my way up here. Which I did now.
Halt! No entry, outsider. Because I said so. Compliments will get you nowhere. You don't even know where you're trying to barge in?
You're either very brave or terribly stupid. This is the village of the Volker tribe, and we don't need your kind wandering around, gawking like fools. And you've got the seal. Funny how he only remembers us when he needs something. Fine. Go on then, and speak with our chieftain, Angsvar. Just try not to piss him or anyone off. The only other way out of this village is a long drop straight down.
You don't belong here. Mother speaks and I listen. She says you must be tested.
Oh, what do you want?
That's more like it. A true warrior doesn't shy from battle. Come on then, let's see what you're made of. Mother watches. Prove yourself or fall like the rest.
You didn't want that fight. You did not want that fight you just ordered. You just ordered yourself a world of hurt and an ass whooping. That back. Drop all that crap. I guess that guy really wanted to die.
Greetings, stranger. I'm Angsvar, the chieftain of the Volkyo tribe. What brings you here? Ah, Taig. Taig was a problem. The poor man had gone mad. He claimed to hear Mother's voice, that the goddess was commanding him to fight and die a noble death. Someone would have granted him that death long ago. It would have been kinder than his torment. But defeating a madman in combat brings no honor, so he suffered. And we suffered alongside him. Your act was an act of mercy. It's good that someone finally took it upon themselves to do it. We'll need to inform Helmi, Taig's widow. It's best if you handle it. Offer her your condolences. And don't worry, she'll understand that it had to be done. Really? Me? A representative of the madmen forsaken by Mother? Does he think I don't know we're the joke of the other tribes? What? Does he want them to laugh in my face instead of behind my back? An agreement. For centuries, every tribe has only looked out for itself. A single conversation isn't going to change that. Besides, with the others there, we'll never be treated as equals. That's just the way it's always been. That's what we are in the eyes of the other Dalrita. Sure, they respect our berserker's fury, when it's not too frequent, and when it happens to serve their battles. But deep down, they see it as madness. They're afraid that in our rage, we might mistake them for the enemy. Unfortunately, I must refuse. The vocal tribe will not join the moot. We have our own issues to attend to. There is one thing, but I'm not sure you can do much about it. It's embarrassing to ask an outsider for help, but I have no other choice. Not far from the village, there's a hill that used to be the seat of our elders. At least, it was. Until bandits moved in and likely killed everyone there. They've destroyed the bridge, fortified the stronghold, and now they sit there, practically spitting at our faces. I know. We've fallen far. Once, we were a proud tribe. Now, we're stuck watching petty thugs parade around our own land. Mother is clearly showing us what she thinks of us. We did. We lost too many good warriors. We underestimated them. On top of that, many Vokir left to join One Eye. So our numbers are thin. We don't even have our berserker potion. We lost it, along with Mother's grace. Yes, but if my warriors couldn't do it, I don't expect you to manage it alone. Still, maybe if you could sneak in there somehow and... I don't know. Either way, anyone who helps drive those dogs off our land will be rewarded. I appreciate your courage, though I hope it is courage and not just foolish bravado.
Oh, Tiga, what have you done? Why did you leave me like this? So brave, yet so foolish. What am I supposed to do now? Oh, you startled me. Barging into a Dilrida woman's house without knocking. You're lucky to still be breathing. Wait, you're the one who gave him a good death, aren't you? I'm Helmi. Yes, Tiga was my husband. And I suppose I should thank you. I'm only sorry that Tiga is gone. But I am grateful to you. You acted honourably, allowing him to challenge you. No one else was willing to do it. The Dilrida think fighting a madman is dishonourable, as if madness could be caught like a sickness. Madder help me, it's utter nonsense. My poor Tiga. He'd be the first I'd like to kill. But without my husband and without my calling, I don't know what would happen to me if they'd cast me out. Well, I'll manage somehow. I've survived one heartbreak with Mother. I'll survive another. Now, please, just leave me alone. I don't believe Mother was speaking to him. And I know what I'm talking about. Before I got married, my greatest dream was to become the Volker matron. But I believe that he believed it. That's why they thought he was mad. If I had become a priestess, Tiga would still be alive. I would have loved him from afar, but at least he'd still be here. It's hard not to. Maybe there was something I could have done? Maybe I missed some symptoms, signs that his illness was getting worse. It's nice of you to try and comfort me, but I need to deal with my grief on my own. Though I'll admit, right now, I'd gladly kill half of my tribe. Especially those who refuse to grant him a good death. Maybe he was. He definitely hadn't been himself lately. You see, my Tega was never a particularly pious man. I sent him to appease Madar with an offering once when my health began to fail. I won't lie. I was frustrated with my own weakness because going to the temple had always been both my duty and my joy. But Tega went there because he loved me deeply. That's when it all started. I recovered, but he kept going to the temple. Sometimes multiple times a day. He said Madar was speaking to him and that it was his duty to listen to her. He said the fate of our marriage and the fate of all the Volker depended on it. The problem was he started taking all the food we had and we began to go hungry. That's when the real arguments started. So what fate of our marriage was he even talking about? Now that I think about it, it was such a stupid reason to fight. I should have gone with him, found out what he was talking about. But what's done is done. Tega's dead. Go ahead if you want to. I've been there myself, but Madar didn't say a word to me, as you can probably imagine. But who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe there really is something that reveals itself only to the chosen. If you find it, kill it for me, in Tega's memory. I'd be lying if I said it's the dream of every little Volker girl. It's the most respected position for a woman in our tribe, but it's also the heaviest responsibility. If Madar's voice truly exists, it doesn't speak with words. You feel it in your soul. It's a calling. And her voice was screaming inside me. I truly wanted to give myself to her, but the elders decided I wasn't fit for the role. And then there was Tega, whom I learned to love in time. Easy or not, it was my calling. And I truly believed I was the right choice. But the elders said I was too hot-headed to bear that responsibility. Me? Hot-headed? Can you believe that? I'm just being honest. There's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeve. If every Dilrida was as honest as I am, our tribes would have united and supported each other long ago. No one's going to try and convince me otherwise.
Alright, so I gotta go to the temple and find out why this guy was going crazy, I guess. find anything of consequence in there. Near the temple. I should have I don't need to necessarily go in the temple, I just need to look around. Wow. Oh, hey, Linus. Nice to see you. How you doing? Yes, this game is good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
If it stinks, cut off your nose. Problem solved. If it tastes bad, slice off your tongue. No taste, no complaints, eh? And I will not have to hear you whining. Everyone wins. It's about the Volkers and their terrible taste. They're always whining about my food. How is it that we can bleed, tear ourselves apart, and that's all fine? But the moment they have to eat something unconventional, they act like a Camelot whore tossed into a vat of boiling water. Huh? Oh, believe me, outsider, I've tried. Every time it's ended up with me punching them for what they said about my dish. Or them.
I'm glad to hear you're doing
for making
alright.
something so, for good.
I'm definitely enjoying this game.
I can barely breathe through my broken nose. They hate it. They gag every time they walk past. Bunch of fools. They'd rather eat raw weird-ear guts than what I prepare. They don't care that my meal's more nourishing. And besides, I like it. Aye, that's what I think too. Here, take it. Give it a try.
So you're the one who lit up the sad old pillar. You almost caused a stir among those sad lumps. Almost. So, I guess you're not exactly what they've been waiting for. But you've certainly piqued my curiosity. This tribe. Once hailed as mighty warriors. Now they're just sitting around, waiting for someone to save them. If it's not their matron they're hoping for, then it's for the pillar to flood the village in scarlet light. They've lost their purpose and are desperate for someone to give it back to them. That's a good question. The pillar reacted to me when I first arrived, although very faintly. And now it's reacting to you for some undeniably fascinating reasons I'd love to hear about. But here's the real puzzle. Why does the pillar respond to creatures touched by the weirdness? And what exactly are they waiting for if nothing is ever enough? I doubt even Angsvar could answer that, but you should ask him anyway. I'm quite curious to hear what he'll tell you. That's what they call their priestess. She disappeared long ago and never returned. The Volker claim she took Mater's favor with her, leaving them cursed. They act like a spoiled child whose mother suddenly got cross with them, and they can't understand what is happening. It should be amusing, but somehow it's not. Meet me later at the temple, fellow sister in the weirdness. I have a feeling we'll have plenty to talk about.
I see how you are falling asleep, Ollie. Guess the sound of my voice is so pleasant that it just knocked you right out, huh?
Hello again, fellow outsider. Welcome to the heart of the Volker's desolation.
You have some very expensive spells. You have some very expensive spells. I don't know why, but for some reason I always get quiet when I'm buying and selling and doing inventory. I guess because I'm just kind of focusing on what I'm doing. Yeah, the spells are worth buying, but they're also very expensive. I don't have that kind of money right now. I can buy a couple of them, like one or two of them. But most of them are very expensive. That's alright, I'll probably just talk to this guy some more if he sticks
It's always
around.
a pleasure to see you, fellow outsider.
If this guy's around after the
Here
quest
today.
I'm doing, I'll be talking to him more often, because I definitely don't have the money to buy all the spells I want from him right now.
Why, chasing mysteries, of course. You know what I find most fascinating about the Volker? Almost all of them carry the faint scent of the weirdness. The traces of it run through their veins, like tiny sparks lighting them from within. That caught my curiosity, so here I am, trying to satisfy it. There's no priestess, no goddess, and barely any believers. Hardly enough to call it a temple, is it? Faith breaks so easily. That's why we don't believe in locking it away in buildings. Or people, for that matter. Other than their famous battle rage being less about their goddess's wrath and more about the weirdness churning behind these doors? Not much, sadly. The mysteries just keep piling up as they always do. Speaking of which, there's something I want to ask you. You're not one of my kin, yet you almost feel like one. It's a bit distracting. Tell me, what's your secret? I did say almost, didn't I? I may not know every Pict on Avalon, but I know my own when I see them.
I bought a spell to try. Yeah, I don't really have a good memory for that kind of thing either. But I am gonna see if this is any good. Otherwise, I'm going back to the ones I had before. I know that works. That is a long way down. I keep running away from that thing. A couple times he's jumped me, I've been able to get away. I'm not really interested in fighting that thing. Has a whole lot of unpleasant. The Tomb of Sir Galahad. That's interesting, because I was talking to Sir Galahad in person. Need the crown. Need the crown to interact with that. Okay. What? I suppose up here is where I'm supposed to be going. In here, I guess. Or not. I did find something. I found a random. I guess not. As there wasn't anything in there. Okay, so there's gotta be a way. Well, I guess I'm not gonna deal with that right this minute. But I'm gonna be right back. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna I'm gonna do a different one. Before I do that, check around this area. Occurred to me that I never looked over here to see what was over here. Ah. That sounds, uh, that sounds really awesome. That sounds really delicious. Well, guess what? I spent all my money. I found the upgrade bench, and all my money went bye-bye. Probably why I'm broke all the time too, because I spend it all on upgrades. I guess the generic look around the temple site. Have a look around there. The only thing I found was the shady guy. Seemed like he belonged. Not yet, apparently. Yeah, I want to try out my new spell, but I can't do that. Can't do that just yet. Well, thanks for coming by, Tifa. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. I love you too, Tifa. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming by. Okay, I think I know how to get to that place now. Now that I took a better look at it. I took a second look and I figured it out, I think. Guess I have to take the long way around. Alrighty. Let me just try to figure out which direction I'm going. I turned around. Well, these guys don't push the enemies around. And they don't stand there and take it. Don't do a lot of damage, but that's okay. Alright, so these minions I just got are not bad. They don't do a lot of damage at once, but they do damage quickly, and they can keep up with the enemies that like to hop around. They're fast. I like that. They're fast and really agile. I went the wrong way completely. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah, I am too funny. I am high functioning also. I remember you mentioned that. You still have some executive functioning issues. I see. That's actually kind of normal, I guess. Yeah, I remembered that you mentioned that. Generic normal is overrated.
Your gold belongs to us now. I'm not beaten yet. Keep your wits about you. Your wealth is ours. Your road ends here. Your wealth is ours.
Being quote-unquote normal is overrated.
Keep your wits
Seems
about
boring
you.
to me. I'd rather just be myself.
You're no match for our band.
Rather be weird, quirky, that weird, quirky nerd.
We'll make short work of you. I'll make You're no match for our band.
There are a lot of those guys. Yeah, I definitely feel that. At the same time, a large part of me just doesn't care. Whatever, normal people are boring, stupid. And normal is boring. Pretty much everybody I know is some form of abnormal. I think those people who are quote unquote normal are just pretending. Or at the very least, they're choosing not to acknowledge how they really are. I'm falling asleep to my voice. Yeah, I'll be logging off soon. I'm just finishing something up. Yep. Actually, I think I was actually done doing it. That's it.
Did you hear something? You survived that! You're on the... Huh? Did you hear something? What? You'll regret this! You're only making me angrier! What? This is how it's done! I'm not beaten yet! What a whim!
Hey, Mike. Glad you could make it. How you doing?
I'll make you pay for that! Your money! We'll make short work of you!
Ah. Okay, I guess the elevator pass is actually the short way. Shorter way. Alright, I couldn't go up that way because the elevator was already up and there wasn't any way to summon it. Now I can go down that way. That makes sense. Actually. I'm gonna make sense why I couldn't go up that way. Had to take the long way around. But I got to take the shortcut back. So that works. Yep, so I do kind of like those new summons I got. Those little guys are kind of neat. Alrighty, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done all that already. Feel free to check out my links down in the description below. Really appreciate you being here. Hope y'all had fun. Have a great one, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.